Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Over the last 17 weeks I have been vlogging with you guys and sharing with you my journey of losing weight for both my best friend's wedding and my trip to Alaska, which is where I'm at right now on the cruise boat in my room trying to get to Alaska. So today I just wanted to go over a couple of things that really helped me be able to lose 10 pounds in the last 17 weeks. And even more so in order to get me from 157 back down to 137, which is my highest weight that I got to after having masked, and then 137 and a half is roughly where I ended this diet at. So I just wanted to share with you 6 things in particular that really helped me be able to lose that weight. So those 6 things that I really think helped me were: 1, that I used a flexible dieting approach. I prioritized strength training. I used cardio as a tool. I maintained my step count, got my friends and family involved, and I made use of Refeeds. So in terms of flexible dieting, that really did help me be able to maintain my diet over 17 weeks because I didn't have to get rid of any foods in particular. I counted macros, so I had a protein, carb, and fat goal and just made sure I hit those, or I didn't go over them with whatever foods I consumed. So if I wanted to have a Rice Krispie treat, I had one. If I wanted to just have salads all day, I did that too. I didn't eat out a lot, which isn't really like flexible dieting. It's just something that happened with me prioritizing hitting macronutrient goals. So that saved me money and made it a lot easier to stay right on target, because sometimes when we eat out, we can estimate calories, we can estimate macros, but we're never really perfect. So basically avoiding that is a great way to not accidentally be under or over on any day, so you're not missing out on food and you're not accidentally over consuming when you're trying to be in a calorie deficit and lose weight. So I didn't demonize carbs, I didn't demonize fat. I guess the only thing I demonized was calories, but that's just kind of how it goes. The only thing we have to do when trying to lose weight is be in a calorie deficit, and a better thing to do would be to also have a protein goal, but I had a protein, carb, and fat goal. I've been doing this for a little bit of time, so that seems easy to me, and I just hit those 3 all the time. Prioritizing strength training was really helpful over these 17 weeks because 1, it allowed me to eat more because lifting weights takes a lot of energy from the body, and as opposed to either doing cardio or doing no exercise at all. And it helped me maintain muscle and lose as much fat and lose as little muscle as possible over those 17 weeks. Probably I did lose some muscle, that's kind of inevitable, but because I was still lifting weights and I was eating a good amount of protein and I was eating a sufficient amount of calories, even though I was in a calorie deficit, like I didn't drop calories super low, super fast just to do that, I was able to basically reshape my body while losing weight. And that's really exciting because most of us don't want to just be smaller. We want to be smaller and tighter or firmer or have more muscle tone. I did the RP Strength Female Physique templates 4 days a week. And then for the first 12 weeks of the 17 weeks I was dieting, I also did Brett Contreras' Gorgeous Glutes program, which was 3 days a week. When that ended, so for those next 5 weeks, I just made sure to do glutes at least on my 2 cardio days. Because it was a little bit difficult, as I've mentioned in other videos, to do the glutes behind an actual strength training workout. Very important is my 3rd factor, which is that I used cardio as a tool. So cardio does not create weight loss or fat loss. It does not guarantee you anything. Cardio is a tool and it should be used as such. So I gradually increased the amount of cardio that I was doing. I didn't just start with an hour every day and try to keep that up over 17 weeks. That would have been insane. I did make use of lists, not HIIT. I know HIIT is very popular, but if you've ever dieted, I bet you don't really have the energy to do intervals all the time, even if they are only like 8 minutes long. I didn't want to do that. I didn't have the energy for that. So I ended up doing 4 40-minute cardio sessions of basically the elliptical. So totally totally low intensity, sustained state, steady state cardio. And actually, I'll talk about later in another video why I'm not really happy with having ended with doing 4 40-minute cardio sessions. But the major point is that I used cardio as a tool. When I first started the diet, I was only doing 2 days. I worked my way into 4. So that's something that was kind of surprising that I do think helped was maintaining my step count. So when it comes to weight loss, there are some things that we can control and there are some things that we cannot control. Some of the things we can't control so much are hormones, and I will get back to hormones in another point. But what happens when we lose weight is the body gets a little bit more efficient, and so it notices that you're taking in less calories, and it might do things like tell you to sit more often than you would have sat before. So all of the activity that we do that's not specifically working out, specifically exercise, so whether that be lifting weights or cardio, is called our NEAT, so our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. In trying to control that, you can help yourself break through plateaus or not reach plateaus, because that's a calorie burn that you're accidentally not getting in simply because your body notices that you're taking in less calories. So what I did to make sure that my NEAT was maintained was I got a Garmin watch. Oh, this is gonna be difficult. Can you see that? Yeah, so I got a Garmin watch when I started the 17 weeks of dieting, and it tracks my steps, my heart rate, my activity, whatever. So I mainly used it for steps and ensured I got 8,000 to 10,000 steps in every single day. So I was moving outside of fitness related moving, I guess would be the best way to put that. On days I did not work out, I was more likely to get 8,000 steps, but if I was at work that day, I would make myself go upstairs to use the restroom, so at least I was moving. Even if I was getting less steps, they were like more active steps, was just my idea. It's not really that much farther away, but it's something because I'm walking upstairs a lot more than not. I did get my friends and family involved in my diet. So whether that was literally dieting with my boyfriend for the last 7 weeks of this diet before we went to Alaska, or if it was just vlogging like I'm doing right now, like all of my family is subscribed to my YouTube. I hope you are too. If you're not, subscribe right now. Everybody knows what I'm doing, and that's helpful because when people know that you're dieting, people are not out to get you. They really want to help you succeed. So tell them what you're doing, and people won't offer you cake at the barbecue. So you don't have to say no. You just get to do your own thing. You know what I mean? Like, saying no is hard. So if people know what you're trying to do, they're less likely to tempt you. It's just like, that's me. Dieting with Christian was very interesting, but it did help because there was less food in the house that I would have wanted to eat or overconsume on or cheat with. So there are some costs and benefits to dieting with your significant other, but some of them are that there's less fun food in the house for you to be tempted by. Okay, and my final point is that I did make use of Refeeds, and I do think this helped a lot. I actually want to play around. I have some better ideas of how I want to strategically use Refeeds and diet breaks for any diet I do in the future. So over the 17 weeks, there was really 3 parts to this diet. First, an 8-week diet for my best friend's wedding, followed by a 2-week diet break, and then a 7-week diet leading up to this cruise to Alaska to celebrate my parents' 35th anniversary. So Refeeds are the 2 days of increased calories mainly through carbohydrate. That helps with stress reduction, helps re-optimize hormones at least a little bit, helps give you a mental break, and for me especially, or in particular, what I found was I was able to deal with some cravings that I was having by making use of Refeeds. So I basically did a refeed every 2 weeks, and then I had that 1 2-week section of a diet break. 2 weeks is important because that's going to fully refill, if you want, your hormone levels so that you're back up to optimal, which makes it much easier to go into your next dieting phase. Easier in the sense that your mental state is more, you don't want to give up, you're not burnt out yet, and the idea of dieting sounds doable, and then it just makes it easier because of where your hormones are at to actually lose weight back at the rate that you want to, which was probably around 1% of body weight per week. For myself, that's roughly just under a pound, actually. So those are the 6 things that I think really helped me lose weight in a sustainable way over the last 17 weeks. I think that you guys can make use of those 6 factors as well, whether it be flexible dieting, using refeeds, getting your friends and family involved. If there's any of those 6 things that you're not doing, give it a try and see what that adds to your diet. If there are other things that you would like me to try out, or you want to know what my thoughts are about them, just leave a comment, send me a message, and I would love to go over that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will catch you guys next time.